What's up, guys? The Insane Game Freak here to bring you Corey Wild Zombie Desu episode 9 review. I just got back home from a 7-hour shift. Slight headache. The episode didn't help because of how confusing this is, and that's what I'm calling it. So confused. But if you didn't want a long review, I apologize in advance. Reason why is because this one was probably the most thought-provoking episode. A lot of shit is shown to us. A lot of it confuses the fuck out of me. From what I gather, the episode starts off where the last one left off, and the two Hellscythe and the guy are staying on the roof, not that far away from the picnic area that they were at a few minutes ago. And long story short, after a minor scythe slash, we are introduced to this kid. It's not even said directly, but it's indirectly said that this guy is the quote-unquote zombie that she killed. And we do learn a few things, like the reason why she wanted to kill him in the first place, because he killed something called the Seventh Abyss, which I don't explain what the fuck that is. It's just like, oh, you just coldly told me to disappear. You know how powerful use words are. So if she told him to disappear, he probably disappeared. And he apparently disappeared from her, but he didn't disappear from the world. Hence why he's still there. But apparently the reason why she killed him in the first place originally was because he killed something called the Seventh Abyss. Here's the first confusing point. What the fuck is the Seventh Abyss? So anyways, he's back and everything. She asks him, does he hate her? He says, yes, I hate you. I trusted you. I thought we were going to be together, and you just fucking left me. Ironically, he looks like a really older version of Aikawa in some sense. A little bit like a evil, older version of Aikawa on some level. Whatever. While they cut over, they do explain something from the last episode. The note that Sarah got, she comes out and explains that that note was giving her an order to kill Hellscythe, Dono, which is what she calls her, you. Reason being is because her vampire ninja superiors think that she is the reason for all the recent Megalo pop-ups, which technically she is because of her emotions. The other thing, and then this is where her character development gets more developed, because her and Aikawa just start arguing about this shit. They start arguing about, like, really? Like, are you telling me you're going to kill you? It's like, well, I have my mission. I'm like, fuck your mission. Are you going to kill you? It's like, no, I don't want to kill her. Well, I'm not asking you if you want to or not. I'm asking you, are you intending to kill her? And she's like, well, that's not fair, because as a vampire ninja, you have to follow your mission. No, the fuck you aren't. Why are you vampire ninja so inflexible? Which is the same thing he said to Yuki a while ago, which we found out she has like 3 fucking names. I don't know why she has 3 names. It's weird. Yuki, Tomori, and Maelstrom, which is what Sarah calls her. And she becomes a more part of the confusion later on. But anyways, they're arguing back and forth, and it kind of boils down to the point where he breaks her, kind of makes her realize, fuck the orders, you don't always have to follow orders, be your own person, and she says, fuck this mission, I'm not killing her, but we still need to find her anyways. So it was a good little Sarah development moment. Anyways, it cuts back to them two talking, and it's like, what do you want? And he's like, I have a wish, and then that's when it cuts off originally to the whole Sarah and Aikawa arguing and shit. So we know he wants something, but it cuts off, so we don't know what the fuck he wants. But he does make a threat saying, if you don't give me what I want, things will happen to your friends, and how they're frantically looking for them because he can see them from the side of the roof. And he actually snaps his fingers, and the fucking Ferris wheel turns off and breaks off the thing and falls on Aikawa. And there is a funny joke, because when the girls go to check to see if Aikawa was okay, Sarah's like, oh, but it seems like your face has been smashed in by the rubble. He's like, oh, wait, no, that's just how your face normally looks, you disgusting piece of shit. And I'm like, damn, y'all just had a moment like 5 minutes ago. That's a dick move. And pretty much what it boils down to is that the reason his main issue is that the thing is that he's making her emotions go out of whack, in a sense. I guess become less neutral, I guess is the best way to put it, because all of a sudden this giant doll thing that she had won from the mall, from last episode, falls out of nowhere and then jumps over and falls on Harna, where Harna is stuck and it's heavy as shit, so it needs to get the fuck off, like, now. And this is where she freaks out and she's like, don't hurt Harna. She, like, writes out, don't hurt Harna. It's like, well, it's not my fault. I mean, it's your powers. Your emotions willed it to be. And it's kind of boiling down to the point where she's realizing that every time this guy will keep fucking with them. And it's going to start emotionally affecting her. And it's obviously emotionally affecting her now. So you can't really have this guy, like, around. And I'm not 100% sure why he didn't say disappear. She didn't say disappear again. But then again, since she had no full control of her powers to begin with, like she said, that's probably why he isn't dead. Or he isn't gone. Because she doesn't fully control her powers. So when she said disappear, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to do exactly as she says. But whatever. So Harna's being crushed. They're trying to, like, get the thing off of him. Get the thing off this big-ass monster doll, megalo, whatever you want to call it, off of Harna by attacking it. It's like a fucking... It's like Ditto. It doesn't take damage. It just absorbs every fucking thing. Like, Harna... I mean, not Harna. Aikawa tries to punch the shit out of it. That doesn't work. Sarah tries to attack it. That doesn't work. Kyoko is trying to pull it. And they're all trying to push it because it seems like physical attacks aren't working. This is where Harna, I mean not Harna, but it cuts back over and Yu is just like breaking the fuck down. Like this dude has mentally broke her down. Because remember, this is the first guy she revived for whatever reason. And this malice he was consumed by forcing to kill a seventh abyss, which they don't need to explain. Now the second confusing thing is coming up right now. Second confusing thing is that Dai Sensei shows up because this guy had something to do with the whole doll dropping on Harna thing, and she's the kind of teacher, and apparently she's a teacher at like this fucking magical girl school. Malenstein, I think is what it was pronounced, is the name of the school. And she teaches a whole bunch of magical girls because that's what he states. So we know a little bit more about that. So we knew she was a teacher, but no, she just teaches magical girls in general, apparently. And she's fucking ridiculously powerful. So to help Harna out from a distance, she shoots the beam from her hands and knocks the little fat thing over. The unfortunate thing about this is, though, is that when she knocks it over off of Harna, keep calling her Kyoko. Yuki was behind trying to pull its tail, I guess. So when she knocked it off of Harna, it fell on Yuki. And confusing thing number 2 starts. Where it kind of goes into this weird robot voice where it's like body damaged, operation proceeding or some shit like that. And she starts saying some weird ass chants in like some weird demonic voice. And while she's saying these chants, and she's like, oh my, I may have just flipped the switch on. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, oh, that must be the weapon. So apparently Kyoko knew about this too, because Kyoko told him. Because he's like, oh, so that's the ultimate magical girl weapon that Kyoko spoke of. It's like, yeah. Technically, you could say that, what was it? It was like, she's a friend of a friend. She's a friend of a friend of a sister. She's a sister of a friend, I think is what the phrase was. I'm not 100% sure. And remember, we still don't know what Dai Sensei was actually sending Aikawa to take care of. And then she kind of just says it indirectly that Yuki was it. Because what happens then is that Yuki says a whole bunch of random ass chants, and I think she's really out of it, and this fucking fire demon comes out of nowhere. And just starts shooting cannons, and it's malfunctioning, whatever the fuck it is. It's supposedly some Maso Shoto weapon And the reason why this is confusing thing number 2 is because if she's a vampire ninja, how the fuck does she have anything Maso Shoujo related? That in itself just doesn't make any fucking sense. And they don't explain it either. It's just, oh, it's a magical girl weapon. It's an ultimate magical girl weapon, and it's malfunctioning, and Yu's like, will it stop? Can you turn it off? He's like, no, there's no off switch. Just, the way it's malfunctioning, it might actually explode. So, anyway, she sends, we just have to hope Aikawa can fix it. And mind you, as she's saying all this, she is so nonchalant about the entire situation. She is nonchalant about Yu is the only one over in that group of 3 of them freaking out. Well, as much as you can freak out anyway. Both of them are just nonchalant about it, like a motherfucker. So anyway, she teleports Ayumu the chainsaw, and mind you, none of these people, none of this group over here, you know, Aikawa, Sarah, Haruna, Yuki have no idea about Dai Sensei or Zombie Dude or you being over here on a building like 20 feet away. So anyways, they're just like, what the fuck? The chainsaw comes out of nowhere. Let's do the fucking chant. So he's doing the chant. And Yuki's tripping balls, still saying chants. And this fire demon thing coming out of her body's like malfunctioning. It like shoots off a cannon that that's aimed in the sky in some sense. And then we found out the thing actually is starting to self-destruct. And Sarah's like, oh, we gotta take her out. And he's like, no, Sarah, you stay out of this shit. Because you and fuck this hesitation crap. I'm not leaving her like this. I'm not leaving Yuki like this. He doesn't actually call her Yuki until like near the end of the episode for the first time. Seriously, for the first time. Because she's like, get away, Aikawa. I'm about to blow up and shit. He's like, fuck that. I'm not leaving you. And I thought that was really fucked up because the way they play it, you actually think she's about to blow up. And it kind of freaked me out. I was like, really? You're going to introduce a character and then kill her? God damn, that's way too fucking quick. But what happens is, he gets over there, he hugs her. You're going to say the power of love calms her down, I guess, and stops it. And she calls her Yuki, and then after that, he calls her Tomori, and she gets pissed and punches him after everything is calmed down. And she's like, yep, see, Aikawa can handle it. And the undead zombie dude, who doesn't have a name yet, I don't know why they don't give him a name. He's like, yeah, he actually is very reliable, even despite how he's dressed. Because remember, he's dressed in the magical girl transformation. Which in retrospect, the one thing about this anime I really don't like, why couldn't you just give him a male version of that outfit? I'm just saying. But anyways, that happened. He's freaking pretty much all that happens after that is undead zombie threatens you one more time, saying if you don't grant my wish, things are gonna get so much tougher on your friends. And Dai Sensei disappears because he disappears, and he's like, I wasn't done talking to you yet, and all this other dumb shit. And you meets up back with them. They don't even question where she. No, they question it and then they ignore it because the way this anime is that you're just supposed to ignore shit. Remember, they don't know she was in danger. They were so distracted with all this other crap with Yuki, it kind of got thrown off. So anyways, they're walking home. Yuki and them split. They don't even question Yuki about that shit either. It's just we don't like no one. Only you technically knows about what Yuki was. None of them else know, and none of them question about it. This is the third confusing thing to me. That doesn't make any fucking sense why you wouldn't question her about it. And the four things aren't really confusing, but my head hurt afterwards. Anyway, so they split, and Yu's like, I'll see you guys back at the house. I'm going to go to the store real quick. So, and it's the same store that she first met Aikawa, ironically. So the 3 of them are at home, and while Aikawa's back at the house about to get out of his clothes, he reaches in his pocket and sees this long-ass note from Yu. And what it really is that Yu's like saying, causing you guys so much pain. I could never really be hanging out with you guys in the first place. If the longer we hang out, the more destruction I will cause, because I am the harbinger of death. And she's just saying goodbye. Pretty much, she's just saying goodbye. Bye-bye, you. It's pretty much a good summing up of what it was. And it's even funnier because there's a really sad scene, actually. Remember that little weird palm tree Christmas thing they did a few episodes back? Where you had to write your wishes on a card and they would come true if you were in a ponytail, the whole Santa Claus craziness. Well, he was looking through all the wishes. And Harna's wish was to have it snow everywhere. Sarah's wish was to improve her cooking skills so she could make everyone smile with better cooking. Yu's wish was to stay with everybody. And the whole general thing you should be guessing here is that everyone's wish was to benefit others. Sarah's cooking would be better tasting to everybody else. Snow, everybody. You staying with everybody. Enjoyment for everybody. Kawa, being paranoid as he is, because remember back then, those episodes ago, they were like total assholes. He didn't, and remember they would say some really self-hateful, negative shit. So, I'm trying to explain, because what he wrote on the card was he wished that none of these wishes come true. And it's probably one of the most painful scenes, because he's just sitting there crying and go, why is mine the only one that came true? I'm like, because yours cancels out every other wish. Which is really bad in retrospect. So you canceled out all the wishes because he thought remember, they couldn't see each other's wishes. That's why he didn't know. And it's probably one of the most painful moments, and then they kind of flash back to when she's waving bye to them, where they still think she's going to come back. She's crying, but it's one of those unseen kind of moments, and it's really sad. And the episode ends with no, we're not giving up. The end's kind of on a positive note, never giving up and shit, but fucking Harna fucks that phrase up and says neta or nata. I don't know what the fuck she was going for, even though the phrase is never giving up. I don't know what the fuck that was. And that's how the episode ends. So, for people who watch this episode and watch this entire review, thank you for putting up with me for, 17 minutes. That's horrible. Probably 20 by the time I'm finished. But oh my lord, this episode was, it's probably one of those thoughts. It's like the whole thing with Kyoko originally. When the whole thing with Kyoko and the introduction of the undead zombie in the first point. So, all in all, I was just confused. I'm still fucking confused, honestly. And I don't even know what else to say. Just, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts and theories? Could you explain the shit? I hope they explain this shit with Yuki, because it makes no sense. I hope they explain the shit with Kyoko, because we still don't even know why. I'm assuming Kyoko was used as a pawn. But even in that sense, it doesn't make sense why he would use her as a pawn originally. Because it's because we don't know what his wish is, mind you. So speculations on the wish, speculations on why the fuck a vampire ninja like Yuki has some Maso Shoujo related power, supposedly. Just a whole bunch of my head hurts. It was actually a really good episode, thought provoking wise, but damn it. Mixed with a headache, and the confusingness of this shit. Oh, also the fact that they don't question any of this crap. None of the characters question each other, which I think is just a general theme of the series. That you just, after a certain point, you're just supposed to say fuck it, and they say fuck it. Everything. It's after, I think, episode 3 or 4, they just stop questioning shit. They stop questioning shit. And that's how it's been. And we're episode 9. That's how it still is. But anyways, I've rambled on for about 20 minutes. So, life's a gameplay to win. Don't be a zombie. Link to the episode in the description. And I will catch you guys later. And I still gotta do one more video. So, see you guys later. Yeah, later.